Good morning, boys and girls. This is Mr. Graves coming at you, and I've got my very favorite book. It is Jimmy Zangwell's Out of This World Moon Pie Adventure. It's one of my favorite books. I used to use it as a teacher when I used to teach, and I hope that you will like it. It is an out of this world experience. So without further ado, here we go. And Jimmy Zangwell Out of This World Moon Pie Adventure is written by Tony DiTresilli. And so that's his name right there. That's a long name, and sometimes we just have to sound it out. So here we go. One Tuesday afternoon, Jimmy Zangwell asked his mom, "Can I please have some milk and a moon pie?" "Of course not," his mom replied. "You'll ruin dinner. Now run outside and play." Uh-oh, I think he looks a little sad. He wanted his favorite snack, that moon pie. How many of you have ever eaten a moon pie? "Oh, nuts," Jimmy muttered as he stomped out his back door and climbed aboard his secret project. "I wish I could go to the moon and get my own moon pies, but this junk Jubilee jalopy will never fly." With that, the jalopy shook. It rattled. It battled to get off the ground. "Holy macaroni!" Jimmy cried. He shut his eyes tight, and the jalopy rocketed up, 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 and out of this world. When Jimmy opened his eyes, he was high above the earth. Wow, I've never been this far from home. And he wondered if he could find his way back in time for dinner. His stomach rumbled. Up ahead loomed the slumbering moon. Moon pies. When Jimmy was close enough to the great moon pie maker in the sky, he roped him and climbed out of his jalopy. "Mr. Moon, can I please have some moon pies?" Opening one eye, the old moon pie spoke. "What? You want French fries? Don't have any." "Moon pies!" shouted Jimmy. "Fruit flies? Never seen one." "No, Mr. Moon, I would like some moon pies." "Well, you don't have to yell," said the moon. "I'm not hard of hearing, you know. Just a bit of the old cheese in my ears." Jimmy took a deep breath and started again. "Mr. Moon, can I please have some moon pies?" The moon gave Jimmy a long, thoughtful look. "Oh, of course you can," he said, and gave Jimmy 1,000 moon pies. 1,000 moon pies. Gazooks, a whole year's supply. But then Jimmy realized that he didn't bring the one thing, the only thing that goes with moon pies. "Sure wish I had some milk." "What's that? Milk?" replied the sleepish moon. "No milk. Not since the cow's gone." "Cow? What cow?" "The cow, you know, the one that jumped over me. Used to fly by all the time, delivering milk." "Delivering milk? Where?" Jimmy asked. "The Milky Way, of course. The Grimble Grinder must have frightened her off. You had best watch out for that one." But Jimmy had already sped off. In the Milky Way, Jimmy found gallons and quarts and pints of milk. He pulled out his net and was scooping up as much frosty froth stuff as he could when he heard the grumble. Rumble, grumble. Uh-oh. I think I see something coming in the milk. Grumble, rumble. The grumble was so loud that it flipped the jalopy and sent Jimmy's and his milk and all the 1,000 moon pies tumbling straight down. I wonder what's going to happen here. Send him straight down to Mars, where Jimmy landed in a crowd of Mars men. "It is raining milk," they called out together. It is snowing moon pies! We want moon pies! Oh no, Jimmy sighed. How many of you are there? Remember, he had 1,000 moon pies. There are 999. 999. I wonder how that many that just leaves him left. 999? That's all. That only leaves me one for me. But then he saw all those hungry little Mars men's eyes and knew there wasn't any other way. All right, I'll share. And the Martian milk and moon pie feast began. Uh-oh. That can't be the end of the story. But before anyone could even take a bite, they heard rumble, grumble, grumble, rumble. All 999 Mars men froze, and the ground shook as the sound bounded forward. Rumble, grumble, grumble, rumble. Jumping Jim bugs. What in the world is that? Jimmy asked. It's the great Grimble Grinder, the Mars men exclaimed. The big-bellied beastie roared and roared. Rumble, grumble, grumble, rumble. He will eat us, cried Mars men. 365. Were tasty little nuggets in his gigantic eyes. Eat us, Jimmy said. You can't do that. I'll miss my supper. He had to do something. But what? What do you think he's going to do? Let's find out. Rumble, grumble, grumble, rumble. Jimmy looked down at his hands. If you got to eat something, he said, eat this. And he held out a bottle of milk and his very last moon pie. Grabbing the milk and moon pie, the Grimble Grinder gobbled up both and belched loud. Brrr. Excuse me. Then that giant monster smiled and spoke. Thank you, thank you. That was just what I needed. I was so hungry for so long that my belly rumbled and grumbled and growled. When I tried to ask for food, it spoke louder than I did. It frightened everyone away. You mean you don't want to eat us? Asked Jimmy. Oh, goodness gracious, no. I just wanted a moon pie. Hearing this, the Mars men cheered. Zippity-coo-ba-doo, zippity-doo, zippity-doo, zippity-doo. Jimmy Zangwill had saved the day. Zippity-doo, zippity-doo. But now Jimmy's stomach rumbled. He was starving. He looked at his watch. 6 past. I'm going to be late for dinner. And the jalopy was all crashed up and smashed. I'll never get home in time now, groaned Jimmy. Oh, yes, you will. We will help you, said Mars Man 365. And just like that, the Mars men gathered up all of the moon pie wrappers and stitched them together to make a giant moon pie wrapper balloon. Now what? Jimmy asked. To make it work, we need hot air. His watch read 1/4 past. I wonder how they're going to get that hot air for this balloon. I think I know. 365 spoke up again. I have an idea. Mr. Grimble, if you could. No problem. But I'll need another moon pie, replied the Grimble. All 999 Mars men shouted, take mine! The Grimble Grinder gobbled up every single moon pie. Then he seized the balloon, opened his mouth wide, and brrr! He burped so hard that the moon pies blew out his ears and landed miles away. And before they knew it, the moon pie wrapper balloon was flying high. I'll come back again soon, Jimmy promised as he soared over the crowd and waved goodbye to 999 Mars men and the Grimble Grinder too. He flew through the Milky Way. He floated past old Mr. Moon. And he landed in his backyard just in time to hear his mom call, Jimmy, dinner. Jimmy was so hungry that he ate up every last bite, even though it was Brussels sprouts, noodle bean casserole. And guess what? And when he was done, he got a moon pie for dessert. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that story. It's one of my favorites. Make sure that you're reading and have a great day.